Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new podcast. My name is Jeremy, and today I have Sleep Signals on. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks
Of
for having
course.
me.
So you just got off of a tour run, and now you're about to go back out on tour. So I gotta ask, how was it like this past tour with it being a cold tour? How was it?
Yeah, the cold definitely sucked. So, like the cold seemed to be kind of like chasing us around everywhere we went. It felt like even in Texas and stuff, like it was around freezing. So we couldn't get out of the cold, unfortunately. But outside of that, like the tour was really good. We had just dropped a brand new single called One Life that we were playing on the tour, and we also actually have a new single coming out next month called Fearless. And we played that on the tour as well. And we had a really good reception for both of those songs. Really good turnouts and stuff at a lot of the shows. So yeah, it was a really great tour. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and now you're going on a second part of that tour, the Sinking Ships tour part two. Now instead of fighting the cold, you're gonna start fighting the heat soon, because it runs into I think the middle of May, right?
It does, yeah. So I'm sure we're gonna start like hitting some heat for sure in the south and in the middle of the country and stuff. But it's still, I mean, where we're at right now, we're in Central Oregon. I'm looking out the window; it's snowing right now. So we're kind of looking forward to some
All
warm
right.
weather.
So I want to take a long step back. I want to know the history of Sleep Signals, how you all got started, like what was the drive for it, like what was the start, like when you started the band, like when was it, or like when did you all form?
Yeah, so I mean, we started in 2014 technically, um, and weren't really sure, how hard we were going to go with this band, and things kind of very quickly picked up momentum. We did our first tour in 2015, and I mean, the band formed just kind of like previous touring bands and stuff, people that you meet out on the road. And we started in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area. Um, and we've gone through some various lineup changes and things through the years. I actually used to be the guitar player in the band when we very first started, and so the first couple of EPs that we put out, we had a different singer. Um, and yeah, I mean, we've been a lot more consistent lineup wise since about 2017. We did go through some lineup changes again in around COVID, but had the pretty much same group of guys here now, core members for the last like 3 years, um, and just been hitting it hard.
Right. So when going into with I want to so your first tour being in 2015, was that just like a very small run, or how or is it pretty much about the same as what you normally do?
It's about what we've been doing lately. I think we did probably about 20 or 30 shows. We had all, like I said, kind of had like some experience, building DIY tours and stuff like that from previous bands that we are in. I grew up, playing in a lot of hardcore bands and, like super DIY kind of stuff. So, yeah, our first tour, I think we did it ourselves. And I think we did about 20 or 30 dates, and we've been going pretty hard ever since. I think we're pushing 600 shows
Oh,
now.
awesome! Congratulations. I touring, oh, to me now, I don't know if you feel this, but when now because you're so used to it, but I always like talk to some people that like friends that are go on the road for like a week, 2 weeks at a time. Like, is it hard being away? Like, was it hard at first being away from home?
I mean, to be honest, it was super exciting when we first started doing it, and like there were, it was just like, let's go out on tour. You're so excited about being on tour. It definitely has gotten harder as we've gotten, as we've started to build families and stuff like that. Like a couple of us have kids now, and it's always hard to leave the kids and the significant others at home and everything. That definitely makes it more challenging. But we definitely, we still have the same love for the road and for being on the road and playing shows and meeting people and doing all that kind of stuff. You know, if we didn't have that love for the, you know, for that kind of stuff, I don't think that we would do this anymore. You know, it's just not, it's not worth being away from family and all that kind of stuff if you're not, if your heart isn't in it, you know. So so yeah, I mean, we really love being on the road. We love playing shows. We love meeting people at shows and hanging out with people, all that kind of stuff. It's really the reason why we do this.
What are there? What? So I like to ask, like, for bands that I have on and stuff. I like to ask them, best show, worst show, like stuff like that. So, like, what do you think? What do you consider has been your best show? Like, it could be within the first few years. It could have been recently. What do you think was your best? What was your favorite show? I should ask that.
You know, that's a really hard question to answer. I think you know, we've had so many good shows, so many great shows. I think a couple that really stand out in my mind, like we did Northern Invasion in Wisconsin. It's a big Danny Wimmer Presents festival, and we really had a good time doing that. We hung around the festival the whole rest of the day and talked to a lot of people and met a lot of people and stuff. It was really cool. And yeah, I mean, like some of these bigger tours that we've gotten the opportunity to do, you know, it's hard to pick out like a specific show, but you know, like the tours themselves come to mind. You know, we did a run with Atreyu and Ice Nine Kills and Memphis Mayfire that was really great. We did another one with Hell Yeah and Nonpoint that was really great. And yeah, I mean, you know, we've had some really, you know, some really solid headline shows and stuff where we, you know, we've had a lot of sellout shows and stuff where, you know, it's just awesome having, you know, 400, 500, 600 people being there to see you, you know. So, you know, it's really hard to like pick out like one specific show. There's a lot. And then kind of, you know, kind of the same with like bad shows too, I guess. I don't even like calling out bad shows because you know, I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus or anything like venues or anything. But you know, there have definitely been some shows where you know, we show up and it's like we send you know, a big stack of posters of the venue and stuff, and they don't even put you know, the venue hasn't even put anything up. They haven't advertised the show at all, and you get like 10 people at the show because nobody knows. You know, so sometimes those are bummers. But you know, we used to happen a lot more like when we were first getting started. You know, we have enough growth with the band now that you know, it doesn't really happen as often anymore. But yeah, I think it's a good mix of like good and bad. You know, it's like you're always gonna have great shows, and you're always gonna have kind of like not so great shows. You
Right.
know.
Yeah, because I know you guys got this well, with the tour coming up here in Baltimore, I can guarantee you you will love Zen West. I go there a lot. I actually know the promoter who booked you guys actually. I know him personally. I know he's gonna treat you all really well, just letting you know.
Yeah, we're super stoked for that show, man. We've always had a really good reception in Baltimore and surrounding area, and yeah, I mean, I don't think we've been there since 2019. So we've you know we've had a lot of fans requesting us to come back through there, and you know, I'm really excited to be able to finally get back through there.
Yeah, definitely. I actually, I noticed on this tour, with this headlining Singin' Chips tour, I've noticed you didn't bring no supporting acts. It's all local based, if there is openers.
Yeah, yeah, that's super important to us. You know, like every band starts off as a local band, and you know, we really want to give opportunities to local bands to open up shows, and you know, like it's cool to get to see different bands every night, and we meet a lot. You know, we meet a lot of musicians and a lot of really cool people that we end up staying in touch with over the years, and you know, it's yeah, I really enjoy having, local support on all the
Yeah,
shows.
definitely. Actually, I'm gonna fun fact. Well, not really fun fact, but well, I guess it kind of. All the bands that are playing at the Baltimore show, especially Waters Deep, who is playing right before you guys. I'm really close friends with them, and I was really happy when I saw the flyer. I was like, first that name. As soon as I saw the flyer, I was like, I know that band. Where have I seen that name? And I actually went back in my Spotify playlist and I had seen. I was like, oh. I saw them back in 2018. I forgot because, like I said, 2019, I didn't get to go to the Fishhead show. But I was like, I'm glad you guys are coming back around because I know for a while I didn't hear anything from you guys like touring and everything. And I know you guys had like an accident like in 2021, or around that time.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely had like a lot of downtime, unfortunately. We've always been kind of road dogs. We tour a lot and we work really hard on the road. We were averaging, about 100 shows a year. And yeah, unfortunately, with COVID and everything, we got shut down for quite a while. And then we came back in, for our first tour back after COVID in August of 21. And we went out with POD and From Ashes to New. And unfortunately, we were 2 days into that run, and our bus got hit by a semi driver that fell asleep. And everybody was in the hospital and rehab and everything for like 14 months. So, like I said, we went from being a band that played like 100 shows a year to I think we played 18 or 19 shows over a 3 year period, which is very unlike us. So, um, yeah, we definitely we had a lot of momentum building, and between COVID and the bus wreck and everything, it really hit pretty hard on with our momentum. But we're super thankful to be back and really fortunate to be doing what we love to do again. And we're starting to pick up a lot of steam again. And we're hoping that our momentum continues to grow.
Yeah, I have right here the is it called? It's called your reef roll, right? Ethereal,
Ethereal,
sorry.
the
Yeah,
EP.
I got a copy
Yeah.
recently. Um, I got from who was it? Someone sent it to out to me from I reached out over Facebook. Grant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. We're running a free music campaign right now on Facebook. So, yeah, anybody listening, like if you're in the U.S., all you got to do is just drop us a message on Facebook, and we'll send you out either a free CD or a free digital copy of Ethereal. And it's just our way of sharing our music. We're independent, so we don't have a label, promoting and distributing us. Everything that we do is really organic and grassroots. So it's just our way to get our music out there and continue to try to grow the band.
And I did listen to it the day I got a couple, like I think it was last Tuesday, it came in the mail, and I listened to all of it because I had only heard The Return as the only song off of it I had just heard, and I listened to it all, and I really love it. It's really, really good stuff. It's probably my favorite release you guys have put out. Well,
Thank you. Yeah, we were really happy with that album. That one's got Fireproof on it too, which is a song that we did really well with at radio back in 2020. So yeah, we were really happy with that release. We're even more stoked about the stuff we've got coming out now. We just put out a new single called One Life, and we've got another one called Fearless coming out on April 7th. And those are both off of our upcoming EP that we're going to be dropping soon. And yeah, we're like we're I know every band always thinks like your latest release is your best, but we've grown a lot. We worked with a really killer producer on the new stuff, and we're super stoked to share it.
yeah. What do you think with the song? My favorite song off of your Ethereal is Means. It's the first track. I really love that
Yeah,
track. It's probably been over. It's probably I don't want to say overplayed, but it's definitely been listened to a lot. over the last couple days because it just hit well. Like it just hit me hard, like really good, and I really love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's one of my favorite off the EP as well. It's honestly it's one of my favorite songs to play live just because it's such like it's such a high energy song. It's like just one of those songs you kind of kick people in the teeth, you know. So yeah, it's that's definitely one of my favorites off the EP
Yeah.
as well.
Now going with tour and everything, like what are so like I know everybody needs like relaxing time. So if you're not sleeping or playing a show, what are some favorite off day active or like an off day or like what are some of your favorite activities to do when you're off a show off day?
Yeah, so like to be honest with you, we have very, very few off days usually when we're on the road. A couple of us actually work like full-time jobs remotely and everything while we're on the road too. So there's very little downtime. And usually if we have some downtime, we're like sitting at a like a Starbucks, like bumming Wi-Fi, working on the next tour, or promoting something or doing something, band work wise, but when we do get, like an off day where we can actually spend some time doing something, we're usually trying to look for, cool places that we haven't been or visiting landmarks or, like on this last tour, we drove through the night so we could go to Marfa, Texas and see the Marfa lights. Um, like we like to do like just, random stuff like that. Or, like we're all like food dudes. So, a lot of times we'll try to find like whatever kind of like famous restaurant is there, like whatever kind of, like food staple that region is kind of known for. We go try to find like the best version of that in each city. So those things are a lot of fun for us. We like to do that kind of stuff on
Right.
tour.
And so yeah, I get that. My favorite thing if I ever went on tour it would be basically like just being able to go look at some place where I've never been, like explore a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's yeah, same, man. It's like I mean, we've been so many places. Like, I mean, anytime we get a chance to go to the ocean, we always try to go. And I mean, like, we've been to Crater Lake out here in Oregon. We've been to the Grand Canyon a couple times. Like any of those kind of places where we get a chance to go to, we always try to stop and see it.
Uh, um, I don't have many more questions. I'm so sorry. I had like a whole list. I'm going through my list already pretty quick. But are there anything anything you want to plug real quick before we wrap this up? I have a couple more questions, but anything you want to plug real quick?
I mean, like the biggest thing I'll say is just, like if you're listening, come out and check us out on tour. We love to meet people at the shows and everything. So, just come up and talk to us. We're really personable dudes. We try to make time for everybody. Tickets I know are moving really quick on a lot of the shows. They're getting pretty low. So just keep an eye on tickets. We also have a VIP package that we offer where we do like a meet and greet before the show and you get a bunch of goodies and stuff. We do like an acoustic performance when we've got time. And we always do a Q&A every meet and greet. So yeah, just check all that stuff out. And, like even if you don't do the VIP, like you come talk to us at the show, like we're usually hanging around most of the night. I'm sure, Jeremy, I'm sure you probably remember, like, even when we were out on those big runs, like we were out in the crowd, like hanging out, talking to people and stuff. It's really important to us. So, um, but yeah, and then, like I said, we've got a new single dropping on April 7th called Fearless. We're really, really proud of it. We're going to be going to radio really hard with it. So, request on your local stations on Sirius XM Octane. That's, we're up against all these big, all these big money record label bands. So, every voice is so important for us, being an independent band. So, yeah, just call into your local stations and Octane and request Fearless when it drops.
Sure. Yeah, and like I said, I will be at the Baltimore date. It just so happens to be Star Wars Day. For those that are nerds listening to this, if you live in
Yep.
Baltimore, come celebrate some live music and on Star Wars Day, come hang out. It's really fun. It's gonna be a really fun show. I'm really looking forward to it. Um, anyways, that's all I have for you. Thank you again so much for doing this, and I will see you in May.
All right, sounds good,
Before
man.
you
Thank you.
leave, give me 1 second.